When we talk about what we value instead of the cost of it, we will find the path easier to get to the future that we want. My name is Letizia, and I'm the President and CEO of Alberta Ecotrust Foundation. I've been with the foundation for 25 of its 30 years, and I'm really excited to think about the next 30 years and what Alberta could look like. I think the future is likely going to look a little different. Today, with so many big challenges coming at us, health challenges, climate challenges, economic challenges, the tensions we have around racism, our obligation for truth and reconciliation. There's a lot of big issues that we're dealing with. We need new thinking and new ideas and a new path forward. It's an all hands on deck situation. To get to the place we need to be in 30 years, addressing these hugely complex challenges of today, is going to take a mindset shift and a paradigm shift. And that means getting from thinking about the cost and the material value of things to the real value to society. The economy is a mechanism for society. It's not the thing. People are the thing. The reason we need a more diversified and inclusive economy is that we need to be more resilient as a society, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Something I think we forget to think about when we imagine this future of 30 years is that society's not going to look the way it does right now. We might see 200 to 400,000 people coming to Canada from the global south. We need to be open to what that's going to look like, and we need to be open to the opportunities that that's going to create for us. Canada is going to feel the impacts of weather as water moves around the planet. We're going to see changes in the north and we're going to see changes in the south, even within our province. And we should be preparing for that possibility so that when it happens, or if it happens, even if it doesn't happen, we're still going to have built the skills that we need for the future, and we're going to have a more resilient society. We're going to have the kinds of skills that we need to be living in a more complex world. It's been a challenge, I think, for Canadian settlers to figure out how to work with Indigenous communities. They've been marginalized for so long, and sometimes it can feel daunting to try and reach out and make those relationships, but we've learned here how important they are. And I would say that if we are going to be successful in meeting our challenges 30 years from now, that there need to be Indigenous voices at every table. In the future, being really intentional about how we build communities that are connected and allow for different kinds of modality, I think is really important. I also think that where we live will become increasingly important. We've built our homes and we've built our streets and we've built our neighborhoods to accommodate how we get in and out of them by car instead of how we connect to each other as people. And I think the communities of the future, even the existing communities, can be reimagined and reworked to hang on to the things that are really important to us. I imagine and envision these neighborhoods that are really vibrant and connected, where people can walk part of the way somewhere, or they can take a bike some part of the way to where they're going, or they can drive, and that these pathways and roads are all connected, and they take us to and past green spaces and parks, to schools, to shops, to local businesses, and to transit. New neighborhoods, I think, should be focused on a really diverse array of people who can live in the same place and add so many dimensions and so much texture to a neighborhood. I think another way we're going to get to the future 30 years from now that addresses the challenges of today is to focus on the needs of the generation that's going to be adults in 30 years. So knowledge is important, and we do want intelligent, well-informed, highly educated citizens. But education comes in many ways, and it doesn't just mean remembering things and learning facts. Those are important. But what we're really missing, I think, and what we're going to need 30 years from now is a generation of people who have critical problem-solving skills, who know how to look at a problem and come at it from many different ways and to engage a multiple of perspectives in solving those problems. We don't need to solve them by ourselves. We're going to need other people to solve them with us. Right now, we're really struggling with the old way of doing things, the old thinking that got us to where we are now. So what we want to do in the next 30 years is help the next generation that's coming along behind us build community instead of building wealth. I've been called naive and idealistic in my lifetime, but I also think that's how I got to where I am. I was taught a long time ago to stand up for what I believe in, and that's what I would say to people now. Stand up. Stand up for the things that are important to you and fight for them. And I would say that to young people too. Don't be discouraged by the mistakes that we're making. Push us out of the way and stand up and tell us what you need and help us help you build the kind of world that you want to live in.